Imagine being only 11 years old and suddenly becoming the translator for your entire family. That's been my reality for most of my life. My parents immigrated to the US when I was a kid, and English has always been a struggle for them. Since I was the first in the family to pick it up fluently, I became the designated translator. At first, it was little things, helping them understand a letter from school, explaining what a cashier was saying, ordering food at restaurants. But over time, it grew into something way bigger. By the time I was 11, I was making phone calls to insurance companies, filling out medical forms, and explaining legal documents, things I barely even understood myself. I was basically playing the role of an adult, except I was still a kid who wanted to watch cartoons and hang out with friends. And don't get me wrong, I love my parents. I've always wanted to help them, but it was exhausting. Imagine being dragged to every doctor's appointment, every bank meeting, every parent-teacher conference, because without you, nothing could get done. I felt like I was carrying my whole family's communication on my shoulders. Fast forward to now, I'm 19. You'd think things would have changed by now, right? Nope. If anything, it's worse. My parents still lean on me for everything, even though my older brother, who's in his 20s, recently moved back home. You'd think he'd help out, but he doesn't. He just shrugs it off and lets me handle it all, like it's my role. The breaking point came when my mom asked me to take a day off work to go to an appointment with her and translate. I told her I couldn't. I needed that money, and honestly, I was tired of being the only one stepping up. I suggested she ask my brother instead. That's when everything blew up. My mom called me ungrateful, saying after everything she'd sacrificed for me, the least I could do was help her. My brother chimed in, calling me dramatic and selfish. I felt like I was being attacked for finally setting a boundary. I was torn. On one hand, I love my family, and I know they've been through so much. On the other hand, I'm not a kid anymore, and I can't keep putting my own life on hold every time they need a translator. I felt guilty, but also angry. So I did what I always do when I don't know if I'm overreacting. I posted on Reddit. I explained how long I'd been carrying this responsibility, how my brother refuses to help, and how my mom made me feel guilty for saying no. And the response? Overwhelming support. People flooded the comments saying I was absolutely not ungrateful. They pointed out that I've been doing something way beyond my years since I was a child. Some even called it parentification, which is when kids are forced into adult roles too early. And it clicked. That's exactly what had been happening to me. One comment that stuck with me said, "You've been carrying your family on your back since you were a kid. Setting boundaries isn't selfish, it's survival." Another person said, "Your brother is old enough to handle this. If he refuses, that's on him, not you." Reading those responses felt like a weight lifting off my chest. For the first time, I realized I wasn't crazy for wanting to step back. I wasn't being dramatic or ungrateful. I was just tired of doing it all alone. I don't know what's going to happen next. My mom is still upset with me, and my brother hasn't changed a bit. But I do know this. I can't keep sacrificing my own future for everyone else's comfort. I'll always help when I can, but I finally understand that it's okay to say no. Because at the end of the day, being family doesn't mean I have to set myself on fire just to keep everyone else warm.